Hello friends, how are you? Welcome to Reads and Eats. My name is Fiona. I'm really glad you've clicked my video today and you've come to join me. As you can see, this is a Q&A, or as the title said, it's a Q&A. I recently hit over 400 subscribers, which I am absolutely overjoyed with. It's like, thank you very, very much to everyone who's subscribed. I'm really glad you did, and I'm looking forward to getting to know more people, which is wonderful. So I thought I would do a Q&A. So I asked a couple of I asked a question. I asked sort of put out an appeal for answers on Instagram and on here, and I've had some really nice questions. So shall we get into it? So the first question is from Sarah the Bookish Knitter, and it's like, and the question is, who's your go-to author for the holiday books? Oh, Sarah, that's really, really hard. You know me so well. I love my Christmas books. Sarah Morgan is a definite. Debbie McComber, again, yeah, definite Christmas reads. Rayanne Thane, I really enjoy her Christmas books. Also, I like Sheila Roberts' Icicle Falls series because it's kind of set in a Christmassy town. Joanne DiMaio, her Winter Seas series is just delightful. It's so atmospheric, so descriptive. I adore that series. And also Nora Roberts, when she used to write her Christmas books, I really enjoyed those as well. So there are a number of authors that are go-to buys, and I adore my Christmas books. Chris Mo 608, how am I and how are my parents? Thank you for that question, Chris. I'm doing well, thank you. I seem to have hit a really nice plateau at the moment, having had obviously sickness throughout the summer and coming back from my cruise with COVID. It's taken me, I would say, till now to feel a lot better. So I'm on a nice plateau at the moment, and I would like to stay there. I don't want any downslips. I'd be quite happy if I go up, but I'm just really happy just to be on a level and feeling good, feeling that I want to do things, which is really, really nice, having a bit more energy, which is great. I just take each day as it comes, just see how I feel when I get up in the morning, and just go, right, okay, what energy have I got? Because what energy have I got today, and what can I use it for, and or how much am I willing to use it for? So that's where I'm at. Mum and Dad are doing good. Yeah. Dad is, I think he's probably the fittest out of the three of us, if I'm honest. And he's doing well. Mum has her ups and downs, but she's I think she's sort of a bit level at the moment, which is really nice. She did really well last week because we were out doing our Christmas shopping for Dad. Sorry if you can hear that, there's a plane buzzing around somewhere. And she did really, really well with that, so that was great. She and I are going back out this week, but it's to do shopping for herself, so we'll just judge it and see how she's doing, but yeah, she's doing okay. The Real Jellicle asked, what is my favourite thing that I've made on my book and a bake series? Oh, that is really, really hard. I honestly can't say. I think I've enjoyed every single one of my bakes. For different reasons. I think because they're so well ingrained with the books, that I can't spotlight one specific thing that I've made, if I'm honest. I just enjoy sort of seeing what the book gives me and what bake it inspires. I know I haven't done this series for a while. I do plan to bring it back because I enjoy doing it. I said I'm doing well and I'm yawning my head off, but I am doing well, honestly. So yes, so that's, I think maybe sort of coming into the Christmas season, that I'll probably be inspired to do. I'll be doing a lot of baking anyway, and I'm going to see if I can twin at least a couple of them with a book as well, and just sort of kick that series back off again. So watch out for some more books and a bake. The OK Reader asked, what other hobbies do you have? I love to cross stitch. I love to crochet. I love yoga. I do hot yoga as well. I make cards. I do glass work. I actually have a glass lesson tomorrow that I need to do a wee bit prep for. So those are my other hobbies. I am quite I was sporty before illness took its toll. But no, I enjoy watching sport as well. I enjoy swimming when I have the energy to do so. And I do like to go for a wee walk. But crafting is probably one of my like crochet. I just love to sit and crochet, and I love to sit and cross stitch. So and I do sing as well. So there you go. I've got quite a number of hobbies. What's a dream vacation? Vienna at Christmas for the Christmas market. Definitely. It's a bucket list. It's a bucket list job for me. Vienna is a bucket list city for me. I've half ticked it off, and I was in Vienna on my cruise in the summer, and I so want to go back. I go back during like spring as well, because there's probably so much to the city that I only just glimpsed at. So I would love to do Vienna. Like any other dream vacations? Probably the Rocky Road Mountaineer, the train ride. I possibly do that with going Vancouver to Toronto on a train. I would love to do that. Absolutely love to do that. I would love to do Switzerland. I would really like to go see Switzerland. So there are some places for me to, some vacations I would love to do. Do I watch Hallmark movies? We do get them over here, but I don't subscribe to the Hallmark channel. Channel 5, which is one of our terrestrial channels, from like last week onwards, are doing Christmas movies every day. So every afternoon they do at least 2, so I will watch some of those, and some of them are Hallmark. We also have a channel called Christmas 24, and also Great Christmas. So there are another 2 Christmas channels that do Christmas movies throughout the festive season. I will watch them, and a number of them are Hallmark movies, and I love Hallmark Christmas movies. They are just my absolute favourites. So there we go. So Cajun Peaches asked, has your reading changed over time into adulthood? In adulthood, yeah, I think so. I'm still very much a romance reader, and I will always be a romance reader. But I am kind of branching out into a wee bit more fantasy, which is not something I would typically read. I would say I am going a wee bit more into women's fiction, and slightly sort of family saga as well. And I would also say that I would like to do more historical. I've also branched out into category romance that I didn't know much about until I started following Sarah the Bookish Knitter. So thank you, Sarah. I appreciate it. I have a little little collection of Harlequin books that I have really enjoy, that I really like, and I can hear folk going, why don't you buy Mills and Boon? Because they don't always do the lines that I like, and also sometimes they will do 2 bind ups, which at times, if I'm only wanting the one book, is a bit of a pain. But I do enjoy my category romance, and hope to read more category in the coming years. Next question from Cajun. Do you binge series, or do you read other books between one edition and the next? Ooh. If all the books in a series are out and I'm really into it, then yes, I will. I possibly might binge. But I do like having a palate cleanser in between. I think at times I think I'm possibly more that way inclined than binging, because I like variety in many ways. So I think I probably more err on the kind of having slotting other books in between in the series. Do I have a favourite genre? I would have to say it would have to be romance. I just absolutely, I like it. I really do. I like the happy endings. I'm a sucker for that. So yeah. What is a book that has stayed with you, or something a book since you have read it? Oh wow. A book series that has stayed with me is The Shalley School. I've had that since I was a child, and that has stayed with me throughout and continues to stay with me because people are writing fill-ins now, so which is fantastic. I like books that give me some information. I do like. I'm not a big non-fiction reader, but something like How to Hygge, I really like that because it gives me inspiration as to how to become more, get more cozy, etc. throughout the season. So I like books like that. So I would say How to Hygge has stayed with me, and The Little Book of Hygge has definitely stayed with me. There are bound to be other books that have stayed with me. All is Bright by Rianne Thane is winking at me, and her Haven Point series, because I like the idea. I like in Haven Point series the group that get together to help others within the community who are struggling, etc. I like books like that. All is Bright, if I remember, is about a lady who helps design a house for a man who has a disability, and I really, really appreciate. She adapted his house, and I really appreciated that. The Wrapped Up in series by Janice Lynn to do with Quilts for Valor for veterans. I love that. I love that series as well because it's people giving back as well as receiving in many ways. I really did enjoy that. Labradors, Libraries and Labradors. Sorry, I'm trying to read this off my phone. It's like my brain is just going too fast for my mouth. What book gives you Christmas? What book gives Christmas nostalgia for you? Oh my goodness. I can't say that there's one. Some of my favourite Christmas books, I would say, is are Winter Solstice by Rosamund Pilcher. I really enjoyed that book. I know a lot of people don't like Rosamund Pilcher, but I really enjoyed that one. McGregor Brides by Nora Roberts. Love that book. Basically because I really like Daniel McGregor as a character in that book. He is just so good. So those are probably two that I would be tending to possibly reread most years at Christmas. Which was that actually leads into Melissa's second question. Any book you read every year during the season? So not every year, but most years I will read Winter Solstice. Most years I will read the McGregor Brides, and then I will then transition into other books, other Christmas books. I would probably also put into the Christmas nostalgia book oh good grief, one of Joanne DiMaio's books. Hold on one second. I'm just going to come out of this a minute. Talk amongst yourselves while you're here. Get to know each other, friends. There's one that it's about a lady who designs Christmas cards. And it's absolutely beautiful. I really, really loved it. Where's her winter series? Snow Deer and Cocoa Cheer. That's the one. It is beautiful. Also, Red Cardinal Cabin. Those two are probably my two favourite winter ones from Joanne DiMaio. So yes, either of those ones, again, I would reread. M's books are everywhere. Have I always considered myself a reader? Yes. I can remember being read to as a child. My mum and dad read to me as when I was a little baby girl, and I used to love it because both would do voices for different characters that I adored, and then as I, obviously as I grew, I would start reading for myself, but they would always say to me, if there's any word you're stuck on or don't understand, come and see us and we'll explain it to you. And they fed my reading habit from a very young age with lots and lots of books. So yeah, definitely a reader. And what was my favourite book growing up? Brer Rabbit. I loved Brer Rabbit. I can remember, asking my dad and my mum, it was like, what book do you want to do? Oh, Brer Rabbit. It was always Brer Rabbit. And also the Sula series by Lavinia Derwin. I loved that series as well when I was growing up, and it has stayed with me. It's still on my bookshelves. It has stayed with me since childhood. Is there a particular character that you feel especially connected to? That is a really, really hard. It really is a hard one. I think probably not. There are characters that I can empathise with. There are characters that I can see certain situations that they are in that I have maybe experienced myself, and that probably does draw me closer to them in that way. But off the top of my head at the moment, no, I can't think of any character that I would especially connect to. No. A great question, but I'm sorry, it's like I'm racking my brain and I just can't come up with one. Lizzie's Little Book Nook. What genre do you read the least? I never read horror. I never read spooky. I can't do that. I don't like being frightened. It's not something that I appreciate. I know that there are fantastic authors who do those types of books, but they are just not for me. What is my comfort go-to read? If I'm feeling ill or not, maybe feel like I'm going through a slump, I will reach for The Shalley School by Eleanor M. Brent Dyer, because those books for me just take me back to a warm, comfy, safe place. So I would definitely read those. Probably Debbie Macomber's Cedar Cove series. I love those books, and always find them very comforting. Christmas books are also a comfort read for me. I like just being immersed in the season and the niceness and goodness of everyone within those books. So those are comfort reads for me. Wild Hearts and Wildflowers. What do I think of cliffhangers in books? As long as the next book is out, yeah, fine. If the next book is not out and it's not coming out for a year, it's like, oh, please. No, don't do this to me. If it's a one-off with a cliffhanger, no, absolutely not. It's like, come on, you can't do it. Especially if you're not going to give us another book. So yeah, it's like, no, definitely not a fan of the cliffhangers, I shall say. Have I read a book that would surprise people? I don't think so. I don't, no, I really don't think that there is a book that I would say, yes, people would be surprised that I have read that book or enjoyed that book. I think my reading tastes are quite, they are wide-ish, and that most people who watch my channel and even my parents know what I like. And hold on 1 minute. Sorry, Mum wanted to talk to me about something. Yeah, so I don't think there's a book that people, or books that people would think would be surprised that I've read. I'd be interested to know. So, to all my viewers who've been watching me for a while, is there a book that I've read and you're like, whoa, you've read that? Why, it's not something we would think you would read? I would love to know. Come chat in the comments. Next question, actually the last question. What is my favourite non-fiction book? I would say How to Hygge. I love that book. It's a book that I get a lot of joy out of reading. It gives me a lot of ideas. I do very much like home interiors books. I do enjoy reading those kind of books. Non-fiction. I do like some. I am looking at a couple of books at the moment that are up on my shelf. One's to do with history, and kind of, it's called the Galloway Hoard, which is to do with like Viking jewellery and hill things like that, and historical things from there. And there's also one, the Bookshop Tour of Britain. So it's one those it's about all the bookshops that are in Britain, all the indies and stuff. So that I like those sort of things as well. So those are, and I would also have, as a Christian, I would say the Bible. I try to read it, maybe not as successfully or as much as I should do, but I do try. But yeah, so that's the answers. I hope you've enjoyed this. I've loved doing it. I've really enjoyed this Q&A, and I've loved my questions. They have been great. So thank you to all those that took the time to ask me some questions. I hope that I have answered your questions more fully. If anybody who watches this and they haven't asked me any question and they want to, please leave them down in the comments. And if there are enough questions, I will do another video, or I will just answer them in the chat, whichever it ends up being. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this one, friends. Come chat with me down in the comments. Did any of my answers surprise you? Or, has it sort of sparked anything for you? I would love to know. But until my next video, friends, stay safe, happy reading. Bye!